Hello, chocolate friends. Today I'm going to talk about another pioneer in the craft chocolate movement in the United States, and that is Amano Artisan Chocolate. This company, before we talk about this bar, let's talk a little bit about the company. So this company was founded by two gentlemen, Art Pollard and Clark Goebel. They were students at BYU, or Brigham Young University, in Provo, Utah, together in the physics department. And the lore goes that one day Art was eating a piece of chocolate and just started wondering about where that chocolate came from. What is chocolate? And he just wanted to learn more about it. So, being an avid student and learner, he jumped right in and started learning all he could about chocolate and about making chocolate. And that started around 1996. He designed and built his own machines, which is something he was familiar doing before, which is something he did in the physics department. They fixed up antique machines that they got from overseas. They started with his words, terrible beans from a nearby Mexican grocery in Orem. And they built their factory in Orem, which is in Utah. And they claim that because it's at such a high elevation and that it is very dry in Orem, that it helps in the conching process of the chocolate itself. So Amano means by hand, or they love in Italian. And this is a fitting name because Art is very careful about the beans that he chooses to put into his bars, and the flavor that he brings out is very important to hit him as well. So Art and Clark had a software company before they started the chocolate company, Lextech International. It does search engine stuff for Adobe and Motorola. But they started this chocolate factory in Orem, and Art ended up traveling all over the place and developing relationships with farmers and chefs. He was one of the first people to directly trade with farmers. I don't know that he coined that term, but instead of going through a brokerage, he would talk directly to the farmers and pay them more than they would from other brokers. Much more than fair trade as well. We can talk about fair trade at another time. Like I said, flavor is important to him. Because of this relationship that he developed with farmers, he was one of the first people he was the first person in the US to get his hands on the Chihuahua chocolate from Venezuela, and this was a big deal when this happened. This is an old chocolate journal of mine, and I've got one of his first Chihuahua bars that he produced. It was kind of a coup because Amade had rights to this particular very good fine flavored chocolate for many years, and he was the first one in the US to get that chocolate and to be able to make the beans into a bar. Art talks about a holy crap factor when you taste his chocolate, he wants you to just be, wow, those are flavors that are in chocolate. And that is what he really does when he brings out his chocolate. Unfortunately, Clark recently passed away suddenly of a brain aneurysm, and Art was very saddened by that fact. And if you go online, you can learn more about that. The bar that we're going to taste today is the Amano dos Rios. It's a 70% bar. It's from Dominican Republic. It's vegan, it's kosher, it's non-GMO. It's 4 ingredient and it's gluten-free. So let's open this up, take a look at it, and taste it. All right, let's take a look at this. So we've got Dos Rios, Dominican Republic, and beans. It's actually a fairly big bar at 3 ounces. I mean, you can look at it compared to the size of my hand. It's a big bar for artisan chocolate. Fairly traded with the farmers, so it's not fair trade per se, but it is important to them that they provide for the farmers and give a fair deal for the fine flavored beans that they're producing. It's a small batch. It's 70% cacao, He does list tasting notes on the back. Some chocolate makers do, some do not. They're a bit controversial. Here's the ingredients. 4 ingredients: cacao beans, pure cane sugar, cocoa butter, and added cocoa butter will make it taste smoother when you eat it, and whole vanilla beans. I don't know what else there is on here. It's kosher, I think I mentioned that. All right, so let's open it up. So let's open this bar up. Like I said, this is a big bar for craft chocolate. I mean, look at the size of it. And it's actually priced really well too. So I've got Amano. This is reminiscent of his classic packaging. Let's see what we've got. Dos Rios is one of his more popular bars because it has such unique flavors in it. Okay. So it didn't weather too bad with all its travels. Hard to do a blind tasting with Amano because they've got their name stamped right on the chocolate there. So, oh, hear that? That's a good snap. This is a 70% bar. It's got a nice snap. Nice grain. No mottling. No, that's just a scuff from traveling. No separation. No fat bloom. No sugar bloom. All right, let's give it a taste. See what we can taste. So this bar, you can see the Amano label there. Nice sheen to it. As soon as you pop this in your mouth, you're getting blueberry, like really strong blueberry, lavender. Give it a minute. As it starts to melt, you get a little bit of the orange citric flavors, and then you head into the low roast cocoa notes of the bar. It's a really nice bar to eat. This is very popular bar in its home state of Utah. It's one that often gets people into craft chocolate because it's got such nice tastes. Something that I should mention that you noted on the ingredients, there's no lavender, there's no blueberry or bergamot orange. These flavors are all developed from the beans as they're roasted, as they're fermented, as they're processed. That's how Amano develops its flavors out of the cocoa beans themselves, of the chemicals that are in the cocoa beans themselves. So that's a really, really good chocolate. I would recommend that one highly. So I've still got a piece of chocolate in my mouth because this one is really good and I had to take a second try. But that is Amano Chocolate. They have lots of other great flavors, Madagascar, Akimare, lots of good chocolates from this company. When they say that they pay attention to the flavor of the beans, they really do. They pick really good flavors. Next time, we'll talk about another pioneer in the U.S. craft market, chocolate. Hope to see you then. All right, so let me know if you tried this chocolate in the comments below, what you thought. If you liked it, did you taste anything different than I did? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you'd like to, you can subscribe for more chocolate in your inbox, so to speak. Also, below are some affiliate links where you can purchase this chocolate.